teams that have played under previous names in the past. I'm really excited for this match. I'm actually super excited for this matchup.
You are way happy.
Hi.
Hi. You didn't give me a lead in though, so the VOD just like cuts in at some random point in you talking. I'm like, oh man. But we have the chat bans. They are. I can't read them on my Steam
Lulu,
preview.
Kassadin, Janna, and Kha'Zix were banned out. Lulu and Janna both targeted bans against Matt's Portal, so he pretty much has to play Sona here. I think that's like his entire champion pool. But they're three really, really good champions, so
Yeah,
it's
he
okay.
He plays Nami too, just rarely. Something we've seen once or
Kassadin and
twice.
Kha'Zix are like pretty much the two strongest champions, although Kassadin, of course, with a pretty low win rate in DominateDominion of late, because he's only unbanned against teams that don't play him. Oh, there's the Sona ban! Oh, wow.
Last time they banned everything away from Zemike, he played Teemo.
Well, Teemo is open.
And they got rid of Zyra. That's because their second pick. Oh, well.
Alright, so there's the Jace
Oh, wow. Sifu's a good Jace. That's not good. Yep, see? Look at that.
There's the Teemo.
Did you see? What did I say? I said that. I called that. I called that. I'm really happy.
Alright, so 2.5 second blind OP, but it's not Sona, Janna, or Lulu, so we're gonna have to see how this goes.
It's a Teemo.
It is Teemo.
That's what happens. If you counterban Zemike, you get Teemo. What are you gonna do?
You'd have to ban Teemo, but honestly, I don't really want to fight an Urgot or Jarvan. Zal's Leona is really good. It's really, really good.
Unleash the Teemo.
So, and Leona plus Brand is a really good combo. Because, so you talk about how Brand plus Jarvan, or Annie plus Jarvan, you get that oven thing going. The thing is, Leona pretty much does the same thing that Jarvan does. Except, instead of being stuck inside a Cataclysm, you're stuck inside of a Solar Flare. And now, you might think to yourself,
Sunburn.
well, Solar Flare sounds really hot also. So that's like, you're sunburned.
It's the Sunburn
and you're
comp.
burning on fire. Yeah, I like that. I like that, the Sunburn comp.
Sunburn is when it uses Leona. Brick Oven is when it uses Jarvan.
Yeah. But yeah, the Solar Flare, if you're grouped, you're going to get hit by that. And the thing about Brand is that he has damage over time. So all of those Sunlight procs are going to get procced by Brand's damage over time. Brand's damage over time.
Yep. It does contribute a significant portion of damage. Because that Sunlight's really cool.
No, it's not. It's hot. That's the point.
I assure you, it's really cool. If you look at how much that is Kelvin compared to most of the other stuff in the universe, it's not really that bad.
Well, it is going to be Vayne and Vi there. Vayne and Vi have similar names, and
can we go back to calling her Six? That was a lot of fun.
When we thought it was going to be named Six? Oh, Jinx, when we thought Jinx was going to be named Six.
No, Vi, because it's VI.
Oh, I see. Oh, no, there was that one thread where everyone's like, well, it's going to be Jinx, because that one rioter said, we don't want to jinx the next release, and it was obviously going to be Jinx, and then there was that one guy who was like, no, I think her name is actually going to be Kix, and he was like, because Vi has giant hands, so she's going to have giant feet, and she's going to kick everyone, and her name's going to be Kix. I was like, what?
Sometimes I wonder, hey, a Renekton!
That is Renekton. Renekton might be the champion with the largest differential of Summoner's Rift popularity minus Dominion popularity, aside from
Malzahar. Cass, but Sam, why do you do this to us?
He just wants to make it a harder time for the casters.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as Dynov with the Vigor. Alright, look at these two. So that's Sam bottom lane, Cassiopeia. Everybody else is up top. So they have 2 stuns, 3 stuns, 4 stuns, and Jace. So that means it's going to be like open season for hypercharge shenanigans at the top part of the map. Over the other team, we have Mao, Teemo, Vayne, Vi, and Sauron. So Sauron's going to be the bottom lane for them. And we're going to see People's Mao up top. Supportal is actually going to be really useful against Jace with Teemo because you can't blat if you can't see.
Hypercharge. Blind the hypercharge. That's actually a really good point. Teemo is super effective against Jace because Jace's W, when he's in range form, Hypercharge, it gives him 3 auto attacks at 2.5 attack speed. And if you're blinded for all 3 of those, it consumes the stacks, and you get nothing out of it. Also, Teemo and Jace have the same range. They're both 500.
Guys, I didn't say vi or ve. I said vi, like short I. V, ve.
So it rhymes with like this first syllable of Syndra.
Vindra. Wow, like that.
The short I syndrome.
Yep. No. I'm gonna get told by the boss. I'll call her Vi now. I don't wanna get fired.
All your attempts to change her name are in vain.
It's like when I say Shaco and everyone's like, it's Shaco, and I'm like, thank you, but I prefer it my way.
At least you can pronounce your Jace properly.
How do you get Jace wrong?
Well, J's. At least you pronounce your J's properly. The letter J.
Gorman said
No,
fired, and I was really, really tempted to just hang up the call for comedic effect and then listen to the stream as you panic.
Alright, well, we aren't expected to late looking at summoner spells. We have the cleanse on Baby. He pretty much always takes cleanse. Actually didn't take it for the past couple days, or past couple games, but against this composition, yeah, I really want cleanse against Leona Solar Flare, Cassiopeia Petrifying Gaze, Brand Seer Stun if you can get that, Pantheon Aegis of Zionia Stun. I don't want to get hit by all that.
No, it's pretty bad. You gotta be careful of that. And he doesn't really need flash though, because there's not a lot of those things are targeted stuns. I mean, Leona's has a brief delay before it goes off, and Brand's is a combo. So both of those have a little bit of a setup.
You could make the argument for Flash because they're all untargeted except for Pantheon. However, Flash has a much longer cooldown than Cleanse. 5-minute cooldown as opposed to, I don't actually know, I want to say about a 3-minute cooldown on Cleanse. I don't know the actual number.
I have a little bit of an argument about Cleanse versus Flash. And this is it. With Flash, it has a longer cooldown. Rheingold just mentioned that. Secondly, Flash also means you eat a full duration stun. I feel like if you get caught by a stun at all, Cleanse will save you more times than Flash will. Because if you cleanse a stun, you can walk away and maybe live. Flash means you're hoping to avoid a stun from ever happening. So if you get caught while your Flash is down, you take a stun, you're going to die. Or if you get one of those, you hit Flash and are still stunned anyway, you might die. Cleanse, on the other hand, you know that stun's going to happen, you take it and walk away, and then you walk out of Heartseeker Strike. Because that's something you can do.
Or you can condemn him out of Heartseeker Strike.
No, you'll take damage doing that.
Well,
the goal is to not take damage. So. He'll get a second hit in if you condemn, as opposed to one if you cleanse. I played a lot of Pantheon recently.
I meant condemn instead of walk out, but yeah.
Yeah, if you condemn him to break it, you'll take 2 ticks. If you walk out, you take 1. Assuming that, you're right in front of him like you are, and you walk, like, to the left, you walk towards him and then path around him on, like, the tight side of the cone. Because if you don't do that, you'll take 2. If you try to walk out completely perpendicular to it, then you'll take 2. Just because of, like, the lag time for inputs and things like that. It's interesting. That's why I like Cleanse so much on the ranged AD as opposed to Flash. But it's situational. It comes down to what's a targeted application, in which case you're going to want Cleanse. If it's a ranged, like, delay application, something like if you have, like, Zyra or Leo on the other team, or, both or something like that, Flash can be pretty good. Against this particular comp, it actually just goes both ways. Leo and Brand, Flash works good against. Cleanse, well, Leo and Pantheon it works good against. So,
and
both good
Cassiopeia,
spells.
technically there's a tiny little bit of cast time. It's a skill shot, so you can flash it if you predict it, basically. But it's pretty instant. It's sort of like Tibbers, where you have to say, oh, I know she's going to Tibbers now, and preemptively flash out. But you can flash out because it is a skill shot.
Starting items, not a lot to talk about here. Where's my button at? There we go. Pantheon, stop standing on Cassiopeia. You're going to hurt her foot.
No clairvoyance from either team this game.
Nope.
And we actually do have the flash on Sifu Calvin, choosing to take that on Jace. That's actually pretty interesting to me, because Jace is pretty mobile with To the Skies and Thundering Blow. and the fact that he has this acceleration gate for additional move speed. When he changes stances, he gets a little bit of additional move speed, but still opting to go for that flash, he will be able to flash out of the Scatter the Weak from Syndra if he can have ridiculously godlike reflexes. But that's a little bit of an interesting choice to me.
I got Catalyst first on Maokai, something that we see occasionally on Maokai because you don't really need the boots, you want that sustain. I said foot, SS Trippy. She doesn't have feet. She has a bottom part of her anatomy. I guess we could call the bottom part of an anatomy a foot, right?
Or a tail.
Or the connecting piece of analogy.
I wanted to say a tail per chance, and I was like, I can't say that word unless I make a big deal about the fact that I'm saying that word. So that's what I did.
Things aren't worth saying unless they're worth taking a long time to say. Both teams heading up to the top part of the map. There's a little click back and forth up here on the tower. A little bit of zoning. A lot of poke because of Brandon Jace.
Yeah. Jace is one of the best poke champions in the game. Possibly second only in Italy. Lux is also pretty good. Those ARAM champions are just so good before the windmill fight engages. Why? Because it's basically an ARAM, except that it's not random and you're all top.
So not like an ARAM at all?
Not like an ARAM at all. But you have that one point that you have to fight over in the middle. I actually want to play an all random, all top where whoever captures the windmill first wins the game.
That'd be a short and interesting game.
Well, I don't know. We've had windmill fights the last 6 minutes. Cassiopeia actually kills Syndra in the bot lane, but top lane the fight is engaged. Zounds dives to the back. The exhaust on Baby Pop is cleansed, but a little bit late. Zounds still with his W active is taking a lot less damage than he would otherwise. Still trying to get onto Baby. Needs to actually get his Zenith Blade back up, which it is now. Gets the stun with the Q. Gets the kill. Also turning back now onto support a Lyric Venture with a lot of damage there. Sierra lands Pillar of Flame also as a kill for Leonie, a kill for Brand. Meanwhile, Maokai was actually forced out of the fight completely, so people's just waiting for the rest of his team. He revived, just kidding. Waiting for the rest of his team. Gonna catch Zounds out here. Zounds does have his Eclipse, so that's a lot of additional armor matters. I want to say it's 30 at rank 1, but he has it at rank 350 right now.
As he's able to soak a significant portion of that damage that Arcane Smash, is not really going to do anything to him. People's going for a Storm Shield. Not a terribly safe Storm Shield to get. And takes a Hypercharge for his troubles. Shock Blast, excuse me. That's the complete wrong ability, but hey, he shot him in the face.
Yeah, it was a charge that was hyper in its being a Shock Blast. Petrifying Gaze does land there. Sam getting stunned anyway. Has to try and run away. Gets a little bit of extra movement speed with that Q. And it's Brand rotating down from top right now. Sounds waiting in the bush. He is not level 6. He is very close to level 6. And I bet he's going to engage the instant he gets that level. There's one thing that Leona wants to do. Exactly one thing in the entire game that Leona wants to do. And that is fight and CC them dead.
There's a stun on a Parkhurst as well.
Yeah.
The Solar Flare's up. Where is she going to put it? We're going to find out. Sportal being gotten low on health for the moment. And there's the Solar Flare. Defensive Solar Flare. Keeps people back away from Sifu so that he's able to try and put the hurt on Teemo. Teemo is able to get away. People's health is getting low now. There's that stun from the Aegis there. Wow, that's actually a lot of damage on Maokai. Thing to note about abilities in this game, at level 6 is when your ult usually deals the highest percentage of health damage versus the enemy's health pool. So that's why we see that Maelstrom looking particularly strong, because people really haven't gotten into builds that give them more health or things yet.
Yeah, base damages are very strong. I think Syndra might scale really well with her ult if she can get all of her Dark Spheres, but Syndra's sort of Syndra. Zounds actually takes a lot of damage from Bebe. Vayne is good against Leona because Leona's Eclipse only gives resist, it doesn't give health. And so the Silver Bolts still proc for their full effect, even against an Eclipse Leona. Is Parker's coming down to bot, but Sifu Calvin coming for the counter roam. It looks like they're going to be fine.
Top part of the map, People's going for the capture on the tower. Supportal hanging out. Throws the blind onto Brand, but takes a bunch of stuns for his troubles. There's a little bit of a protector sapling there, throwing it down, trying discouraging people from following after Teemo. And a Parkhurst is able to get away from Zounds. Zenith Blade does not connect, unfortunately. Zounds has found the rest of the enemy team, however. Jay's coming in from the back, firing shots off. And I think Zounds is okay, yeah.
Yeah, his Solar Flare was up in like 5 seconds, so if they continued fighting, he would have had Solar Flare eventually. But he was taking a lot of damage from the Shroom. Now he's going back and has Solar Flare. Remember, he can put that down. There are actually Comfy only gets it onto Peoples actually though. Has to roam up. The Shroom is popped by Brand as he's coming in, and no one dies so far. Sounds so brave, gets the stun onto Supportal backing out. Now he's a little bit more damage, and it's Leona picking up the kill. Bebe is here. Leona has Zenith Blade right now. That could be a dead Leona there. Doesn't get the stun. Bebe tumbling forward. The Silver Box does proc, but it is not enough.
Yeah, there is a distinct comp advantage in the favor for... Well, I don't know what team name they're playing under right now, actually.
Oh no, Cleanse does not remove poison, and Sam gets the kill onto Vayne as he roamed up. It was actually a double kill for Supportal and Teemo there, and Zound's very, very low. The revive from Bebe might be enough. He actually Zenith Blades back in just to try and survive for a second longer. Movement getting exhausted, still trying to get the kill onto Supportal, which he might be able to. Oh my god, he gets the kill onto Supportal. Can't block anything more, and it's double kill for Bebe. But they got the neutral onto the drill, so they don't even have time to capture the windmill.
Yeah, Baby is going to start turning that around. Parkhurst is going to retreat, but oh, that mushroom from Zemai really slowing things down.
Parkhurst can actually live here. He is very, well, he's relatively tanky, and he is very mobile. 2 seconds remain on that ball breaker. Leon actually getting engaged on by Maokai here. Silver bolts, and there's the condemn into the wall, but he actually landed the Zenith Blade first, and the Eclipse comes across. It's a lot of damage taking from Brand. Also the Ignite, not enough damage out of that Blaze, and Bebe lives to recapture the drill.
Sportle poking his head out. Oh dear, gets shot by a Shock Blast. Takes a whole bunch of damage from that. Pantheon hanging out over at the upper portion of the map in the jungle. Looks like he's going to go for that Storm Shield, which is a good opportunity to do so, because most enemy team was back at base. So he's going to pick this up for free.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice for him. He has his Grand Skyfall available right now, so he can gap close to pretty much wherever on the map he decides to. Or he could stay grouped with the team if he chooses to do that instead. Leona getting a little bit of stun onto Peoples there, but Brand is split off. So right now, 3v3 does not want to fight. Zounds has to fight anyway because they're winning. Oh my god, he gets the Solar Flare onto 2 Brands with the Pyroclasm coming across. That is the Sunburn that we were talking about. Bebe now focusing onto movement. Gets a little bit of a snare there from Maokai with that twisted advance. And Peoples now is probably going to drop if they focus attention to him. Zounds rotating from the other direction, put the Eclipse on, but Sam rotated up from bot lane, and now Bebe is slipped because Cassiopeia has a Rylai's, and that is really Cassiopeia's scary point. Zounds still alive, trying to go back onto Maokai, but his team kills him first. And now there's nothing for Sauron to do but go back bot lane, but he might run into Sam. No, he's going to be fine. Oh, is Sam going to be fine, though?
Oh, there is a Syndra there. Syndra's pretty powerful. Once that health relic isn't going to get it. Stun has it taken away. Petrifying Gaze, no, not connecting.
Oh, yeah. That was really unfortunate because it is a very long cooldown. Still 2 minutes remain on it. And that's a really crucial part of Cassiopeia's kit. The shrooms are prevalent. They should be able to see them because there's a sweeper on Leona.
Yep. Sportle putting that one actually outside of the bush. Maybe? I can't quite tell. I think it's barely in there.
As Zounds actually misses Zenith Blade, but he gets a great Solar Flare again onto 2 there. Pantheon jumping in. Zounds is still alive, kind of low, but they don't want to focus him anyway. Pantheon jumping in movement. There's actually both of them converging onto Bebe. Bebe goes down. They don't care about Supportal. They care about Peoples. And there's a spear shot. Sifu Calvin coming around from the other side, but very little mana. The exhaust goes down. Brand has enough for Pillar of Flame. And that's going to be yet another kill. This is such a good game from Fancy's mom, Hilo.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job all game long, and like I said, they really have sort of a comp advantage going for them here, especially with all the stuns they have and Jace's ability to have a gun. Teemo taken down over by the drill. They're going to turn that around. They're going to get the neutral on it. There we go. But unfortunately, we're going to get the slam dunk on Brand instead. BB is going to take him down, and they're going to have to get their point back. There's Mushroom in that bush. I don't think they've even walked in there to check it yet. Sifu Calvin takes that.
But they're still delaying this recap. And it's the creeps coming in favor of Fancy's mom. And Maokai goes down, ending the Vengeful Maelstrom there. Zound's trying to stop Bebe from getting the health relic that isn't even there. Gets condemned into the wall. Bebe does get the kill, but it's a double kill for Sifu. Gets exhausted now by Supportal. The Shroom goes down, and it is a double kill for Matt Supportal.
Did you see that blind, way out the blind, drop the exhaust, just stacking his debuffs in a row? And that's what won him that fight there.
Also the Shroom, also Teemo is really annoying.
He has
I hate
nothing
the
except a
champion.
Blackfire Torch and is just killing people. That's
Yeah, that champion doesn't even make
that's
sense.
scary.
But Master Portal is doing a pretty good job playing Teemo. He is 4-4-1, so most kills on his team, and not most deaths. Actually, tied for second least deaths.
BB's going for that Storm Shield, but he can't really get that against Sifu.
Yeah, especially because the rest of the team could have just engaged while he was channeling. Now he should be able to. No accelerated.
Oh, the solar flare!
Down, diving into the back, completely peeling Baby away from the entire rest of the team, which is exactly what you want to do if you're alone. The exhaust goes down. Sounds just 1v1ing Baby. He got hit by the Shroom, but the Zenith Blade comes in after the Condemn. Sounds with the 1v1 against Fane. Got the kill there. Seer does not land onto support. A lot of poison damage onto Brand, but it's a double kill for Sifu and an incredible engage into a great fight by Fancy's Mom Hilo. I keep wanting to call him 3v3.
That was extremely unfortunate for them. That solar flare was worth all of the RP right there.
Alright, so they get the neutral onto the drill, and it's going to be giving them the Dango, recapturing their mid. Movement is here.
Oh dear, a Parkhurst, why? A Parkhurst! A Parkhurst!
I think at this point they realize they're super far behind. They need to make some sort of pick off.
That's like putting a cherry back on the cherry tree, what they just did. That's the exact opposite of a pick off. Petrifying Gaze down on the bottom. Sam able to take down Sauron, but a Twisted Advance is going to send him back to the summoner platform. And he's not going to be able to make a play for that bottom point at all. So the bottom point is still defended. It's been pretty consistent all game long. Sauron's had that under control. Just the top part of the map where things have not been going too well. We have 2 stuns in the bush. That's not 2 champions. There are 4 stuns in that bush. Leona sticks her head out, goes across, tags Sauron, gets him with the stun. Full 5 up here at the top part of the map.
Yeah, Bebe is the one who's focused by that solar flare, and Leona does finally go down. Cassiopeia is actually nowhere near either. This is a huge numbers advantage right now for giving them the Dango, and they're able to just annihilate everyone. Blackfire Torch on the CQ is going to get stunned by Syndra also. It's movement reviving and coming back up. Vi meanwhile capturing the top part. I think I just lied out for a second, and movement has to back away. He doesn't want to take too much damage here, and despite the fact that Vayne didn't have cleanse, that fight went really, really well for Gnome's team. And
oh dear.
actually coming back after his, he didn't revive, but just coming back, he's able to pick up a double kill in the cleanup. Maokai meanwhile capturing bot, so this is going to be at least a 4 cap, or at least a 3.5 cap.
Now, in this particular situation, if they can get control of that windmill and hold on to it for a little bit, they can start bringing this game back, but there's no one in position to do that at the moment.
Really nice kiting by Sam right now with that Rylai's, and I don't know if Peoples can actually survive this. He does have Sap Magic, and Sap Magic is really good against Cassiopeia, and it's going to be the Sapling Explosion that actually finally gets the kill. So it was never more than a 3.5 cap for giving Gnome, but Cassiopeia with the revive, probably going to be able to take back the 3 cap even.
Now, we've seen a lot of comebacks to Dominion, but this is a pretty substantial deficit to make up, especially 13 minutes into the game. Parkhurst retreating is able to get away from that shock blast. They do have a Vayne, but they don't have a lot of people that can run interference for Vayne, really. They have Mao, and that's really all they have going for them up top. They were expecting to have another support to pair up with Vayne, but Zemite got counterbanned out and wasn't able to bring any of his supports out to play and really help them out. No, not going to land a Condemn on Sifu. I was expecting a Condemn into the wall.
Actually goes down there to Syndra. Ton of burst damage from that, ult. Alaric actually gets completely blown up and goes down immediately. Movement ulting in, clear out the creep wave, but we'll see if he can defend 1 versus 3. I don't think he'll be able to. Heartseeker strike a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Teemo actually with another kill onto Jace, and this game is actually starting to come back into favor of Gnome's team.
Yeah, what Sapporo needs to do here is he needs to just run interference for his teammates to be able to come back onto the map with full health and mana. He's doing a pretty good job of that so far, putting the hurt on Alaric Ventries. I tried so hard this game to not have to say that because it's one of the ones I struggle with the most, but I had to just now. And bottom part of the map, Sam is able to take down Vi, but Mao from High Peoples is down there to run interference. And Sauron coming around from the back, Sam is going to get sent back to the summoner platform.
Yeah, so Sam with a nice 1v1 there against the Parkhurst, and then unfortunately just stays a little bit too long. There's the damage onto Baby. He cleanses. It didn't actually stun anyway. Solar Flare comes in. Oh my god, the damage from Brand actually gave a Sunlight proc, and there was enough damage to take with his blaze, excuse me. That was a fantastic play there, but both of them are going to go down anyway.
Just an example of why sunburns are dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Keep covered up when you go outside, otherwise something like that may happen to you. Parkhurst can't get this point, but it is going to keep Zounds back away from the top a little bit, so he can't go up there, try to push minions or do anything like that. Bottom portion of the map, High Peoples and Sauron able to keep Sam away. Cassiopeia is a champion that does a lot of damage, however, she is extremely fragile, does not have her own escape mechanic, so it's very easy to go down and just bully her in a situation like this. And there's a stun from Sauron as well. Is he going to tick out from that? No, it looks like he's going to be okay.
Parker's coming down, assault and battery onto Sam. He gets super low. He's going to have to leave this one. He does have the Rylai's for a little bit of extra health, but that's not coupled with very much resist. And Pupil's coming in, but actually Sam hadn't gone back, and so it's a shutdown going over to Vengeance. Meanwhile, other side, we have movement being chased by Supportal and Bebe. And who said that Teemo wasn't a support? But movement, oh, the poison, the poison, the poison! Oh, he gets enough health in time.
Pantheon coming down from the top. We'll see how this plays out. Looks like they're just going to run for it. Supportal, the Shock Blast. You don't like it.
Yeah, but he didn't get hit by the Aegis of Zionia for movement, and so there was no stun. However, they have so many creeps top right now that they might actually be able to dive this. Vi is coming in for a little bit of backup, but the creeps practically take out all of the health themselves. Nice dodge back by Calvin to dodge the wall breaker. And Supportal is basically dead right now. Cassiopeia here. The Seer hits onto a Parker's, and he's going to go down Pantheon with that kill. Baby now being droned out. Heartseeker Strike coming across for a little bit of damage. It's the 1v1 in bot lane right now between Zounds and Sauron. And Zounds is a very good Leona, but a Leona can't duel a Syndra. That's not something you can do.
Unfortunately, they are going to get that neutral because they need to do everything that they can to extend the game here. Otherwise, they're going to go down the first game in this finals. Remember, guys, the finals is a best of 3, so we have at least one more game coming to you after this one. Shock Blast does connect with Sauron. Sauron takes some damage there, and Sifu goes...
Oh, whoa! That damage was crazy! I can't believe what I just saw.
Oh, damn.
So, Sauron is kind of really strong. That was without his Blackfire Torch. He didn't even have that damage down from Blackfire Torch.
Oh, hey, man. Hey, Rival. Thanks for checking out the stream, man. Did you see that play, or did you show up right after? That was ridiculous!
They do get the kill onto a Parker's there. The combined damage over time from Cassiopeia and Brand should actually not be underestimated at all, especially when combined with the Leona for the Sunlight procs. It's actually bot lane. Pantheon got the shutdown onto Syndra there, and we have Super Calvin on Jace trying to get the re-neutral at the refinery. Alaric in top against Pupils doesn't want to waste the stun on that.
Top part of the map, Brand and Cassiopeia both low on health. We have Vayne hanging around up here. Vayne doesn't want to get too close. Either one of them can destroy her pretty easily. Movement and Sifu Calvin moving over here. High Peoples is trying to keep people back away from movement. There's that BFT thrown down from Supportal. And Brand coming in from the back is going to light Teemo on fire. Is Teemo going to be able to get away? That Leandries is ticking down, and he...
Oh, Sam out.
Whoa. Supportal barely making out from that Leandries burn damage.
That's like the late game AD DPS versus the late game AP DPS. Sounds trying to 1 versus 2 on Leona. Actually gets the Solar Flare, but dies to a Dark Spear there. Sifu Calvin coming back in. No revive on Leona right now, so it's still going to be a 4 versus 5 for a little bit.
Parkhurst has Assault and Battery. Sifu can be ended very easily down here. They need a little... Oh, there the flash is down now, too.
Yeah, he can't get the CC that he needs onto Sauron. He wanted to get in for to the skies and then have Sam come in with ult. Actually, Sam doesn't have ult, but he wanted to get the CC out down onto Syndra and pick up a kill there. Wasn't able to. Alaric, meanwhile, 1v2 in top lane, and it's actually the fight in the mid lane. Movement's going to run away from Peoples and step over a Shroom, which is really going to impair his movement.
It is, and he's going to get rooted for his troubles too. BB closing in as well. There's that Heartseeker Strike. Condemned back from that.
Oh, the Solar Flare!
Whoa!
He didn't get the stun, and it wasn't quite in time, and Zounds is now trying to go in 1 versus 3, but it's not 1 versus 3 because Sifu Calvin is coming up from the bottom. Sam has so much DPS. Vi's going to go down, but it's Jace falling also. Zounds now against Bebe yet again. I feel like they're always dueling, and eventually, yeah, Bebe is now able to just completely end Leona. He has so much DPS, but People's getting kited back, and he actually twisted advance on his Sam, but it's not enough. He's going to go down, and it was the double kill for Brand. Alaric doesn't even need to be top because they're holding the windmill right now. They might be able to recap this, but Syndra is here right now. Syndra has her ultimate. Jace, excuse me, does not want to feel that. That was 1 Dark Spear.
That
was 2 Dark Spears.
Well, Syndra is the most powerful sorcerer in the lore, I think. And are we going to see Sauron? Whoa!
The Wooglets and Sauron lives there. He had 30 health, and he didn't die to last tick of damage because he Zonia's before the auto attack hit.
That was the biggest deny I've seen from a Wooglets in a really long time, denying Jace that last AA.
That was absolutely amazing. I almost thought that they were both going to kill each other, but then that Wooglets at the last second. Top lane, the Solar Flare onto Supportal, but only onto Supportal, and Baby Pop with the final hour. That's enough damage. Zounds is going to go down too. The Assault and Battery is enough crowd control. 35 Nexus health remains for giving Gnome the Dango, and they are in control of this game right now.
So it always gets a little bit scary once you get around below 100, but they started making this comeback at 90-ish Nexus health. And there's a good chance they can pull that off. 35 on them right now versus they still have 180 to go on the enemy's side. And as long as they can keep people off the map and pick fights that are imbalanced, then they're going to be able to take this home. Hype People starts this fight, and there's a great example of that. 2 people here, right here, against 3 from the enemy team, and Brand's health.
Damage. Maokai is not the person you want to be engaging on. He is tanky enough. The Solar Flare does not hit onto enough people, but Parker's is super, super low. Parker's could go down easily. They just need a little bit of AoE, but Cassiopeia is kept in the ball lane against Cinder. Zounds keeps going in. The Shock Blast is not quite enough. He's going to duel Baby Pop right now because he's condemned to the wall. It's a stun, and it's a double kill for Vayne.
And looks like everything is okay on the map for the moment. It's just Pantheon up movement. Movement wants a Parkhurst. Movement can kill a Parkhurst. A Parkhurst, bring him to Mao. Bring him to Peoples, man. And that's exactly what's happening. There's a Twisted Advance in. Puts a little bit of damage on Movement. A Parkhurst wants to go in on this. There's the Vengeful Maelstrom and the Assault and Battery. Movement is going to get sent back to base. Now that's 25 seconds before Movement comes back up, which means they're either going to A, have to wait, or B, pick a really, really smart fight so they don't have an imbalanced engagement. There's the Sapling checking the bushes there, letting them know where Brand is hiding out at. And Movement still down. All 5 members of Giving Gnome the Dango are alive at the moment. Sauron, the bottom part of the map, chipping away at Zounds. And Peoples going for the Refinery. He's going to force response to the team. They're going to head up there. Shock Blast is not going to connect. Looks like it fell just a little bit short.
So the crucial thing is that Brand has Revive right now, and that's the only Revive in the game. But he is not a short cooldown-based champion. And with Cassiopeia going down, okay, Cassiopeia actually just got Revive also. So Sam coming back in, a lot of cooldowns were used on him right now. There's no ultimate danger in particular. Dueling a Parkus right now, but he is losing to a Parkus completely. So much armor shred, and a Parkus should be able to pick up the kill, or at least send him out. And the important part is that Cinder is able to pick up the kill. Sam now zoned by the start of the chain of the Vaultbreaker, and Parker's actually just gets the kill there. Meanwhile, in the center of the map, they're chasing Bebe, use the stall right. The Ignite comes in. That's going to be a double kill for Brand, but Sauron is here. Sauron does not have his Desperate Power for just a little bit longer, but he was not going to need it. One Dark Sphere is going to be the kill.
BB pulled some very hero delay up in the center of the map. He got a 1v1 on Pantheon and managed to kill him, and they were able to delay for a little while there. That kill that you saw with Brand came after quite a little bit of fighting and chase. Parker's trying to get away from this bottom point. They can let that bottom point go. They still have the top. They don't really need to commit up Parkhurst to dying for it, but he still might die anyway, and they're really desperate to keep people alive at this point, because though Parkhurst is going to have his revive really soon, but I feel like he doesn't want to use it here.
He wants to save it for a team fight, because Vi is someone who has short enough cooldowns that he can actually use all his cooldowns, die, come back, and still be useful, unlike a Brand. Brand can do it a little bit, but not quite so much as a Vi. And I don't actually think that Zounds can hold this against Baby right now. It's one condemn into a wall, and then he's just going to die.
There are quite a few walls around there. There is the Twisted Advance and everything else combo. Solar Flare isn't going to do much. It's going to put Solar Flare on cooldown. It isn't terribly long of a cooldown, though, but isn't going to have it coming back into this next fight.
And no stun there from Sauron. Didn't quite have the spheres that he needed. Parker's at 50% HP, but remember, Parker's has Revive right now. And the Revive timers in this late game are the most important thing. And at this point, Gnome's team has actually taken the Nexus health lead. Zounds missing the Zenith Blade there onto Bebe. He really needed to hit that. They really needed to 100-0 Baby right there. Burned the final hour. Movement is gonna dive this. Gets condemned back. Hasn't used the Heartseeker Strike yet, but Jace actually goes down to Supportal. And Bebe's still alive. Movement gonna get blinded, and that blind lasts a really long time. Heartseeker Strike just not walked into. He gets exhausted as he dives in, gets the 1 kill. Can he get the kill onto Teemo? Also, no, it's not enough damage. Oh my god, he can! It's a double kill for Pantheon, and Teemo is down also. But only 7 Nexus health remains, and it's a 3-to-1 cap right now, a 3.5 cap for Gnome's team, and giving Gnome the Dango with a massive comeback in this game. They're go.
Guys, there's potentially 2 more games, and Fancy's mom, high ELO, just got the Dango.
That was
300-point comeback? That's how you do it.
that was amazing. That was amazing play from both teams.
No, I don't want to see raise your dongers. I want to see raise your dangos.
Need a new emoticon for that. Alright, Sakuriano, I'll do it. Comebacks are now called giving Gnome the Dango. Gnome hates us all so much right now.
She's going to be a very unhappy lady. She is a nice lady, but sometimes you can't stop the chat.
And just look at this damage Delta Champions graph. Oh my god, everyone did so much damage.
Now, normally when you say, hey, if you did 50k, you did a good job. But if you divide that up, you get this. Like, look at the spread of all the damage that
We
was
had
dealt. This is a
5
very
people-
high damage game.
5 people over 40k, 6 people over 39k.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
That was crazy. That was a great comeback from giving them the Dango. But guys, that was game 1. That was just game 1. This is the best of 3 in the finals. So we have at least one more game. Alright, here's time spent dead. At least one more game in the finals. And we're gonna throw a quick commercial break. Please turn off your ad block. Help support Dominate Gaming so we can bring you more exciting series like this. We're gonna play some music, turn off your ad block, and we'll be right back.